Good morning everyone and welcome to, what's this? A video from JYC Row. That's right, it's another top 10 villain song list, this time fan-made villain songs. Now if you remember about 2 years ago, so he did this for all of May. And he called it Villain Song Month. I still think he should have called it Villains May Sing. But it's not my call. Anyway, let's hop in and see the top 10 songs he chose for this list.
2.5 years ago, I hosted Villain Songs Month, where we did countdowns for the best villain songs in media. But now, I want to give some attention to villain songs made by those consuming said media. The fans.
That's right.
Villain songs are a favorite among nerdcore artists, and chances are you have listened to several of them yourself. Same rules as Villain Songs Month. They have to have lyrics, can be sung by or about the villain, or sung from the villain's perspective, and only one per franchise. Otherwise, they'd all be from FNAF. Now, because this is fan-made villain songs, I have to put in some additional rules. 1, only one per creator. 2, no parody songs. These need to be original compositions. And 3, the song's suitability. Like, can we envision this song fitting neatly into a movie, stage show, a TV show, a video game, or even a book? Yes, those exist. Pick up Dollar Tolkien. Also, one more thing before we begin. Please remember that there are an unholy amount of fan-made villain songs, and narrowing it down to 10 was harder than you think. Not only is it harder to get noticed in the genre of fan-made content, but even then, a lot of the songs that got popular felt a little off. Like, they're good, but it was hard to decipher which songs felt like real villain songs, and which ones felt like they were just random posturing for the sake of posturing, like they were tributes. Eventually, many of them started to blur together. All that's to say, please be nice about my choices. There are enough fan-made villain songs to make a whole other month's worth of countdowns for them. People have some favorites to make villain songs out of, don't they? Most of them are indie horror or adult cartoons. Most of the Undertale ones were parodies. Not dissing, just noticing patterns.
Great skin.
Oop. Hold on everyone, we'll be right back. And we're back now with the intro. Took about 2 minutes to explain what he's doing, so now let's get to it. Never get sick. Yeah. Alright, here we go.
Speaking of the FNAF song, I might as well just get it over with. Like I said, go through every FNAF song would take me forever. Same with the lore, but since we're here, let's talk about William Afton, FNAF's infamous Purple Man.
Purple guy!
Afton was the co-owner of the Fazbear Entertainment Company and the one who created the animatronics to begin with. He's also the serial killer behind the deaths of many children and stuffed their corpses and souls into the robots he made. Yeah, it's messed up. Given there are a lot of songs for FNAF out there are quite a few for Afton himself. The one I chose is the one I think got his personality the best. Unbroken by Man on the Internet.
Oh, hey. Hold on, I actually do listen to a few Man on the Internet songs, and they're actually a really good channel. If you haven't checked them out, I recommend it. The main one I listen to is meant to be like their song given to Internet Queen, I think that's what it's called, for, well, you know, Queenie from Deltarune Chapter 2. There we go, that's what I was trying to say.
Arcade lights, saccharine cacophony that masks the living battery it hides its cries.
Yep, Afton's one of those types. He's not just a murderer, he's an artist. For some context, Afton acts as the charismatic inventor on the surface, but deep down he takes glee from his killings, seeing children as a means to an end for him.
Leave everything you came from me, the sweet nothings behind my golden smile.
Golden smile, referencing across the golden suit.
If they just follow and be good a while. Children never listen, should be seen and never heard. Always crying out until you stuff them in a bun. Your eyes are getting wide.
Stuff them in a bug, because the first one he kills stuffed in his chica.
As for the why he's doing this, he's a coward who fears the aftermath of death. He uses the souls of children as a way to gain immortality. Don't ask me how he thinks that will work. As you can probably tell, he's not the most sane. The song does a good job not only telling us Afton's warped perspective, but also the changes between the human Afton and the Purple Man, showing us the duality that he holds within himself.
The sweetness of life eternal, taken from the undeserving.
Undeserving? The kid!
They cry in face infernal. I feed on
There's no killing kids because of, well, the death of your son.
It's so clear to me in my immortality that an Afton's name shall be born.
In the end, he does get his wish. He gains immortality, but with his soul stuck in the Springtrap suit.
Along
The
with
revenge
his
the
rotting
children's
body.
souls gained was sweet, but led to new problems. Afton's catchphrase is, "I always come back." He's the type of villain who will always return no matter what happens. Even with his body mangled, his soul trapped,
here it goes.
fueled by his lust for killing and his drive to achieve immortality, his will shall not be diminished, and he will make sure his name is etched forever. He is truly unbroken.
Don't the line technically be unbreakable? No, that's a metal song. Never mind. Yeah, I kind of have to talk because I don't want the song to be copyrighted and, claimed. So, that's the only reason I am talking over it instead of letting it play through. A lot of people have to do stuff like this. But hey, you know what the song is for, you know what to look for. So if you want to check it out, you can always do that. This is YouTube. You can pause here, go check it out, then come on back.
It ain't my dad's.
Oh, that was good enough. We'll be right back. And we're back. Let's continue. Maybe I should check out that song.
You ever wonder what your favorite Disney baddies do after those accursed heroes get their happily ever after? I mean, besides chilling in the
not
house and mouse
completely.
waiting for Disney Plus to take a hint. Well, filling
Take
in
the
the
bloody
blanks
hint.
is often where
Wait,
the
that's
fans
multiple.
come in. And according to Patty Cake Productions' The Villain's Lair, they hang out in a spooky castle plotting their revenge with menacing collab songs. I really love the
Even though
concept
some
of
of
this
them are
web
dead?
series. Usually the villains and their songs are the best parts of Disney flicks. Back when they gave a hoot and didn't have to play it safe. Among these dastardly collabs is the first season's second episode, Tough Love, featuring the company's most wicked stepmoms, Lady Tremaine, Mother Gothel,
She's dead.
and Queen
She's dead.
Grimhild. Wait, her name's Grimhild? The evil queen from Snow White. Anywho, these
The only one that would technically even be alive is just the evil stepmother in the Disney movie. So, yeah. The other two are dead. Like, we see her on the ash. The other one, okay, off screen, but still, because he gets crushed by a boulder.
nasty divas
But
come
that's the
together
thing
to
about
sing
fan-made
about
content.
what great mothers they were. But how the heck do you justify trying to kill off your child for having a prettier face, turning your dead husband's
knows
kid into
best.
a maid in her own house, or child abduction and gaslighting?
Break their spirit so they obey. Now they'll do anything you say. Maybe you
Okay, that's
call
actually
it
not too bad.
cruel, but others would call it love. Tough
No.
love.
No.
childhood trauma builds character.
Aw, ain't they
Oh,
a spitting
Eddie,
image of
no.
motherly vibes? Verses like that really show off how brilliant the song is. We already know how horrible these three are just from their movies alone, but this just adds a few extra steps. They claim they tried to
Yeah.
toughen their kids up by treating them like dirt. It's implied that Grimhild snuffed Snow White's father. Gothel even says
Ooh.
she never wanted kids. Oof. And that
Yeah.
excuse gets a lot
Mega
heavier
oof.
if you've seen the Tangled series. Along with having a great beat, I love how
Since
Tough
she added the
Love
actual
ties these
bottle.
three miserable bats themes together. They all basically commit the same crime, mistreating their adopted daughters for their own selfish desires. The real difference is that one of them made it out alive at the end of the day. In a
Yes,
way,
exactly.
Tough
That's
Love
what I
kinda
said.
reminds me of A Story Told from the Count of Monte Cristo, another fantastic villain song about three irredeemable creeps coming together to try and justify their common goal
on?
of destroying an
It is
innocent
on.
person's life. The theme worked brilliantly there, and it works just as well here, adding an extra level of depravity to these classic villainesses.
Would you say it adds some depravity and savagery?
Less wicked and call us mean, cruel and everything in between.
I mean, you will. It was.
Turning their dreams to dust. This is what we call love.
Alright, I'll say it. That's actually a pretty good song. I gotta give it respect.
Now, if only actual Disney could remember how to get that deep with its films. But no, we got a villain in name only singing a doo-doo pop number with redundant lyrics.
I'll let you live it for free, and I don't even charge you rent.
What do you think for free means? God, that movie sucks. Have you
When you
seen
hear fan-made villain songs and take into account that I'm a brony, there's a song that I'm willing to bet a lot of you immediately thought of. Discord by Eurobeat.
Oh.
This legendary
I
song sings
listened
about
to it
how Discord took
and
the
stopped
world away,
listening to it.
painting him as this almost apocalyptic threat. It's iconic
I mean,
in
he
the
is.
community. And as for what I think about it, well...
Overrated? Come on.
Now, put those pitchforks
Fine,
down. I'm
fine.
not saying it's bad. It just doesn't really sound like a Discord song. Even at his worst, Discord's more of a prank-obsessed trickster god who just finds messing with mortals fun, like a kid playing with toys, far from the tyrannical, punishing, evil force that the song portrays him as. Now, if only there were a song that fit our Draconicus friend while still sounding villainous. Well, he did get
All right.
reformed. Maybe we need to look for the one where he's not the villain, but someone else is.
Whoa, wait, what?
I know!
Death
Imagine
Battle? Okay, hold on. We'll be right back. And we're back. Let's see what this is. Death Battle?
Triangle taking me on. I'm the undisputed lord of chaos. There's no room for you. All your jokes land flat. You got a stupid hat. And frankly, that bow tie doesn't suit you.
Ladies and gentlemen,
It's-
and everything in between,
Oh,
feast
what?
your eyes on the most chaotic thing the multiverse has ever suffered. Okay, yeah, I know what you're thinking. Does Death Battle count? Is this a villain song if it's just a backing track? Yes, and yes. For one, Death Battle...
Okay, I was thinking he was about to say yes and no because, well, for one, it's meant to be Death Battle, so you're not really listening to the actual lyrics behind it. I didn't even know there was lyrics behind it.
Battle is a fan-made project. As professional as it is, it's a series analyzing characters from different media and interpreting them as fans to see what would happen in a crossover. As for the second point, it's a song sung about and by Bill, Cipher, and Discord. So even if you don't think Discord counts as a villain anymore, Bill absolutely is. It counts. So with that out of the way, Discord to Cipher is insane! Right out of the gate, this is a song less explaining some sort of grand master evil plan and more of these two chaos gods having fun dissing each other while also messing with the audience. Man, props to Brandon Gates and Mr. Goatee for managing to capture the sound and inflections of Bill and Discord while also keeping the song going. Discord's insults are more playful
cool.
and creative, using poetic language and even puns to make fun of the triangular terror. Bill, on the other hand, is fueling his ego, boasting about his achievements while also touching on his murderous side.
Maybe I should actually find this song. Because still, I didn't know there was an actual song to this.
And this isn't even mentioning the main chorus. That seems like these two are directing their attention to the audience itself, asking them to sell their souls to them and trying to figure out some
Oh my
hidden
God.
truths, spreading chaos. Just like how complex and close the debate for the fight was, and how looking through every detail can drive one crazy, it gets meta, just how you'd expect from this fight.
Sell your soul, take control, buy gold. Can you
Buy
decide
gold, yeah, that's right.
secret meaning? Line by line, wrong or right, pick a side and spread the discourse.
Who says we have to pick a side? Man, this is actually good.
Run that back. What did that say? Oh, Yates,
I gotta
you cheeky
find that.
fucker. Let's not give props to Infotron, whose backing track captures the mysterious, crazy, and mind-melting nature of these two, sounding similar to something that would be in Gravity Falls, but also sounding like the very soundtrack
Ooh,
is actively
that's painful.
fought over and affected by the reality warping. Of all the songs made for Death Battle, Discordant Cipher feels like it truly captures the character of these two, feeling not only like a song they're singing to each other and the audience, but sounding like they're fighting over the song itself. Hats off to you, Brandon Gates. I just hope the song didn't require any extra help. Guess it's not the first
never
time
know.
someone made a deal with the devil for musical talent.
Again, I gotta find that song because that actually sounded pretty good.
In case we've never met, hi, I'm Josh Scorcher. I talk about video games and the perpetual blunders of the industry, especially for repeat offenders like our favorite delusional clown, Todd Howard of Bethesda. I made it abundantly
Somebody's on
clear how
Glossy
when they
Konami.
muck up, they really muck up.
What a fantastic marketing gimmick. Everybody's a sucker for horse armor.
What
And
is
you
it?
better believe others have gotten the chance to clown on Mr. Howard's boneheaded plays. Of course, one of the catchiest spoofs, and one you probably saw coming, was the Chalkeaters, It Just Works. Yes, corporations count as villains. F you. Look at these ongoing downward
you're not
spirals and tell me otherwise. The song itself is a jumpin' high-energy jazz number featuring Dear Old Todd, performed by Kyle Wright, not even trying to deny all the dumb, shady practices his company's taken part in. Overhead games turning out buggy as hell, inflated DLCs, flashy shows covering up mediocrity, that frickin' horse armor! He does it all
Horse
and relishes every second of it. You know why?
It just walks. That's why.
And in a way, he's kind of right. Despite
Yeah, no, he's
everything,
got a point, you know.
Bethesda is alive and well to disappoint and rip us off another day. Ooh, and the bridge in the middle. An angelic chorus of angry, frustrated consumers crying out for the company to clean up its act.
Okay. I actually like when this kind of happens. You gotta have choruses.
There are so many reasons why the song's gotten so much traction, from its biting satire to its catchy, energetic rhythm, all the way to that epic choir bit. It perfectly encapsulates what
I
a
love the choir.
ring circus the gaming industry has become, all while giving Tom the presence of a Disney villain. Bravo! We've memed the heck out of the song, and unless things change, you better believe the show ain't over yet.
The show must go. The show must go on. I was about to say the show must walk.
So, who's laughing now?
Us.
Look at this.
Oh, we'll be right back. And we're back.
So, this next song
What's the next number?
about death.
I haven't been keeping up.
Metaphorically or rhetorically or poetically or theoretically or in any other fancy way.
I can't name a
That
soul
was
who
difficult to
initially thought
hear.
a second Puss in Boots movie was a good idea, except for DreamWorks. But holy Smash Mouth's All-Star! Puss in Boots: The Last Wish
wrecked.
was the movie that the studio needed after an onslaught of so-so sequels. From the drastic change in animation style to
God,
the
that's a good
impeccable
movie.
visual storytelling, and of course, giving us two of the best antagonists in modern day animation. One of them was an irredeemable monster that was snubbed in favor of Pinocchio. Oh, wait, that actually happened twice. And the other was a wolf that took on the role of the Grim Reaper himself. While Big Jack Horner was meant to be more of a handsome Jack type, with the snark.
I'm sorry, but that line's still funny. It's like, you're not gonna shoot a dog, are you? Yeah, in the face. Why? Like, damn,
In
Jack!
complete disregard for his servants, Death is a dark and intimidating hunter who has literally kept track of our heroes' past lives by marking them on his sickles. Needless to say, the internet went ham on making villain songs for this personification of death. You
You
know,
gotta love
they
it.
weren't shipping him with Luna from Hell of a Boss. There were
yes,
quite a few
that's
good
not
ones,
happening.
and I ultimately landed on the song Death's Doorstep, written and produced by Musiclide. What he likes to do with his songs, instead of performing himself, hire other nerdcore artists to be his vocalists. And this time
Oh.
around, he hired singer Totoro-chan. While not a very well-known singer on YouTube, she is a frequent collaborator with Musicline, and her vocal performance here perfectly captures what one might feel when confronting what could be their final moments. Speaking of which, the lyrics are actually very unique, while simultaneously being what you'd expect. Most fan-made songs about death tend to be told from his perspective, as he's chasing down our titular hero. This song,
he's just doing his
however,
job.
is told from the POV of someone running from death. It touches on the tale of how Puss in Boots always laughed in the face of death, but once he sees his face for the first time, he realizes that by living on the edge, he may fall off and never get back up.
Yeah. Oh, there he is. Alright, this is actually kind of good. Yeah, I gotta give respect to this.
Not just the lyrics, the music's also incredibly unique. When listening to most of the songs made about death, I noticed that they were mostly posturing rap, and it got very samey. This one is a bit more pop-oriented, and it has some decent chord progression as a result. I especially love the scythe sounds that get louder and louder as the song goes on, like how death slowly but surely comes for us all.
That whistle gives it.
I made myself sad.
Death's Doorstep may be similar in terms of exploring themes of mortality, but it gets the spot of how it separates itself enough from other songs made about death. It puts the listener in the shoes, or boots, of someone trying to flee the inevitable end. But as the song and the movie suggest, we need to live our lives to the fullest because, try as we may, we won't be able to cheat death.
Heaven right paradise. Oh, I'm just getting sick. Alright, this is a really good song. I'm gonna give it a thumbs up.
Now, if only Dreamers could keep making beautiful movies like Puss in Boots: The Last Wish instead of doing whatever they did recently.
I didn't. Oh, okay, well, number 5. Okay, there we go. We're halfway done.
Fandom culture really
Oh
is
my god.
In Asmund Hotel's case, all it took was just a pilot for the internet's creative juices to flow like crazy, as well as ruthlessly pestering
the
Viv to pop
faucet.
on her socials and conventions.
That's what happened.
As a Broadway-inspired show taking place in hell of all places, of course, the various demons and sinners had their share of songs emphasizing their more violent and, sinful traits. But out of everyone in the cast, none have captivated fans more than the radio demon, Alistair. This Creole-inspired serial killer immediately established himself as one of the series' standout characters, and for good
Everyone
reason.
loves him.
So, of course, everyone had their shot at making a villain song to fit him. But which to choose? Insane and Alistair's Game were big contenders, but pound for pound, I had to go with Paranoid DJ's Smile Like You Mean It.
Ah, I like that song.
Is round but a simple.
It's not a case of what you know, but who. I'm just double guessing myself, which is why I messed up.
Looking at you, I think perhaps
Of course you want more than table scraps.
So just imagine
What a guy like me could do for you. Man, I like that song.
Like any good Broadway song, Smile Like You Mean It tells a story.
Oh, someone made an animatic for it?
Sinner down on
About
his luck,
time.
resenting his place in the world. He wishes there was some way to climb up the ladder, some way to get back at those who have wronged him. Fortunately, or unfortunately, it seems his desperation has caught the attention of a certain someone who offers him a deal that seems too good to pass up. Right away, Paranoid
One
DJ
and only.
deserves all the applause for writing, producing, and singing this entire thing. Alistair is written and sounds nearly identical to how he is in canon, which is quite the feat because, reminder, this was when all we had was the pilot.
Oh, yeah.
Alistair's a
Just
true
the pilot.
salesman, and his proposal is in the form of a jazzy big band swing tune with tons of his radio flair.
Gotta love the
Alistair is an
20s.
entertainer at heart, and this song absolutely entertains. Yet true to his devilish nature, Alistair brazenly admits that this deal isn't all that it seems. He even outright states that he's waiting with bated breath to watch the poor schmuck falter and spiral downward, yet he still sounds convincing.
I actually really do like the song. I listen to it quite a lot. I mean, you all know me. It's on my list. Animated songs of YouTube. Even though it's not animated, it's just the lyrics. But still.
And then he ropes Husk into it. Husk is a bitter, drunken soul who, as revealed in the show, was once an overlord who gambled his soul away to Alistair, unable to pay his debts with anything but servitude. While the song came out before the full reveal of Husker's plight, Husk's verse still conveys his story as a cautionary tale. He doesn't want to be here, and you can tell. He warns the sinner about Alistair's power and basically states that once the radio demon has his sights on you, he's not letting go.
Oh yeah.
They say you reap what you sow, and
From
in
this
this
town,
you should
damn well know
what the radio demon wants.
Of course he's gonna take it.
I've seen him kill hell's greatest evil, shake the
Even though he did
stage
kill
going
7
up
years.
evil. So if you think you're getting out of this,
Big mistake.
Now, sourpuss.
Even with all these warning signs, Alistair's deal is still very tempting because what other choice do you have in
Hey,
hell?
Rosie.
Everyone's out to get you, so why not take a deal with one of the top dogs? Surely nothing ever goes wrong when you sell your soul to a demon.
Oh, Anthony.
Sarcasm. Smile like you mean it tells such a...
We are all praying and hoping for the day that Valentino is killed. Like, people have been creating so many different animatics of what they want to happen to that moth-headed son of a gun!
convincing story that it feels like it absolutely
sorry.
could belong and has been proper. Alistair's persistence in smiling no matter what comes your way, and Militia's insistence on his deal being absolute, feels almost like Paranoid DJ knew how Alistair's characterization was gonna go in the show. It's good enough to be canon, and that's a hyperbole, by the way. One of Paranoid DJ's other songs, Look My Way, recently became canon to Hell of a Boss.
Oh, yeah.
That's outside of the way Paranoid DJ can capture these characters. I don't know what is.
You guys just got some amazing damn talent on the number 4. No, that's an ad, so we'll be right back, actually. Now we're back.
I swear this isn't me bending the rules to put 2 pony villain songs on the same list, because Discord technically isn't the villain in Discord to Cipher. Villains. Now we can talk about an actual fan villain song from the franchise. We touched on a few MLPG4 villain tunes back when I did Villain Songs Month, but if you thought the villain songs Daniel Ingram made for these characters were amazing, look at the massive menagerie of villain songs made by the Brony fandom. There are several obvious choices for this list you absolutely need to go listen to right now. Stronger, sung by Black Griffin and featuring the voice of Apple Bloom. The aforementioned Discord song I made a Nostalgia Critic joke about.
Love it.
That's not even counting the songs based on fan fiction. And don't even get me started on the majestic heavy hitter The Moon Rises by Pony Fauna.
Oh god,
With
that
all
one was some
these
beautiful animation.
fan-made villain songs, it was tough to decide which one to choose.
Oh,
In the
Rainbow
end, I
Factory.
went with none of these.
Let's just madden
What?
Instead, I'm talking about Son of the Night by JYC Row. Yeah, I know it's
What?
not one of the
I'm sorry,
iconic fan-made villain songs from the good old days of 2012, nor is it about any of the first MLP villains that may come to your mind like Discord, Cozy Glow, or Queen Chrysalis, but come on, man, this song is so freaking epic. Just listen to it.
Yeah, I'd probably have to listen to it in my entirety to actually understand it. It doesn't appear to be too bad.
Son of the Night is a song that takes place from the perspective of a pony who worships one Daybreaker, Princess Celestia's equivalent to Nightmare Moon, who appears in the episode A Royal Problem. Yes, I know she was just an apparition in a dream, but it counts because
If Luna can turn into Nightmare Moon, you can absolutely turn into me.
Daybreaker is essentially
Yeah,
a
it's
representation of
kind of.
Celestia's dark side, a glimpse into the world of eternal day. But for the pony singing this song, that's all well and good. The lyrics sing the praises of Daybreaker and convey a longing for the light of the morning to reign over the land. After all, isn't light more reverent and purer than darkness? Isn't
I mean,
light
it
always
can
good
be.
and darkness always bad? Okay, this better not secretly be a Xehanort song, because he doesn't deserve one this good. This song, as any song about Daybreaker should, includes a lot of parallels to Nightmare Moon. It may even, dare I say, contain parallels to church music. I mean, the way the song is written is meant to worship, and you can definitely hear the similarities.
I mean, technically, couldn't you say Children of the Night then is meant to be worshiping Nightmare Moon? Okay, of course not. It's worshiping technically Luna, and then Glorious Nights you can spread. But still, just something.
It really makes you wonder just how much power Celestia is holding back. What if underneath this calm, reserved, and dignified ruler, there's something more reckless, selfish, sinister even? From a musical perspective, this song is breathtaking. The way JYC Row's orchestral sound and Felicia Ferreira's vocals come together is just beyond description. The way the orchestra hits on each chorus and then swells up for that final chorus at the end, it's a song out of League of Legends. I don't know how many songs from the band that are about Daybreaker, so it's nice that JYC Row could give her a moment in the spotlight. Horror indie games get so much fan content, it's ridiculous. While that does mean I have to sift through a lot of so-so entries, there's so many that at least one of them has to knock it out of the park. So let's check out Bendy and the Ink Machine.
Ooh,
a game that puts a sinister spin on Walt Disney's humble beginnings by having the star attraction be a singing demon that was likely a rejected Cuphead boss. The story revolves around Henry Stein as he is invited back to the old animation studio by his colleague and partner Joey Drew. And let's just say that Henry's old characters aren't quite happy to see him after he left them to be forgotten. So, given the modern spin on classic animation, that probably means we're gonna get some swing? Oh yeah!
Velvet ink is running fast to say your prayers and hope you last, cause it's a hell of a show. And you're in the front row. Welcome home, you've been away for far too long.
The song Welcome Home, first made by Haley Lane, gives us a look into the mind of our titular ink demon as he welcomes Henry back with a 1920s ragtime number. The song was first produced in 2018, but for this entry, we're with the 2022 remaster made with the help of Alicia Michelle and Cody Fulbrook on the trombone. The original song was already catchy as hell, but this version of the song elevates that. The lyrics aren't nearly as deep as the previous entries on the list, but there are plenty of clever references here and there, and Benji's resentment for Henry is made abundantly clear. This may be a fun, bouncy, upbeat ragtime number, but you really feel the venom, betrayal, and yet still playfulness of the villain thanks to Haley's delivery.
And now, as the curtains finally close,
I actually kind of like him having a bit more feminine voice. Almost gets the same trick as like Timmy Turner.
Have to go this way. Maybe if you'd only stayed, all this tragedy could have been prevented by springing from the posters and the reel on the tape. A new dimension for us could be the seal.
I like all his eyes
And yes, this isn't the only song made about Bendy and the Ink Machine. Build Our Machine is a fan favorite for sure, and for good reason. I love me some electro swing. But I prefer this one because of how accurate it is to the time period. Everybody involved in this song clearly understands Bendy and the Ink Machine well enough to make this sound almost like a theme song for the game. It's made even better with a fantastically done animated music video. Though if I had any thoughts on Bending's feelings towards Henry, just be glad you didn't live to see yourself become modern day Disney. You know, maybe I'm taking too many pot shots at Disney.
No, you're not.
Nah.
Yeah, we can all agree. Modern day Disney is not what it was. Number 2.
You're the reason why I get up at 4 o'clock in the afternoon and pump iron until my chest is positively sick.
You don't need to be that deep in the DC fandom to recognize that Batman and the Joker have a very turbulent relationship. To coincide with the Arkham games, Miracle of Sound decided to really highlight the dysfunctional dynamic within Yuri Waltz by the Clown Prince of Crime himself, appropriately titled Joker's Song. Okay, well, the title lacks that originality. The song itself makes up for with substance. The melody is slow and sinister, almost resembling a fairground organ. Through the twisted tune, the Joker is serenaded the Bat, presumably from the other side because of the whole dead thing.
Yeah,
and the lyrics paint a vivid picture of what goes on in that psychotic brain of his.
We are two of a kind, violent,
one sound of mind. You're the yin to my yang, can't you see? And if I were to leave, you would crumble and grieve. Facing bats, you'd be lost without me.
But of course, Bats
yes,
and the Joker
yes,
are the same. Two normal schmoes who fell off the deep end after one bad day. One dressed up in flying rodent tights trying to save the world. The other got his skin bleached and promised to make the world smile to death. At least, that's how Joker sees it. In reality, this whole song is just him projecting. He's not trying to convince the bat that he needs the clown. He's trying to convince himself. He's the one who's lost without his other half. And if there's one thing that truly frightens him, it's being forgotten.
And at least in this case, he's just being locked away.
Poetic. The song came out only a few years before Arkham Knight, and it predicted Joker's final hours perfectly as he's forced to admit what we already knew. Already, Joker's song has a lot of street cred, being one of the earliest fan-made villain songs out there. But what really places it this high on the list is how it encapsulates the Joker's narcissistic view of Batman. He repeatedly states how lost Bats would be without him, desperately hoping that if he says it enough, people will think it's the truth. And of course, being the Clown Prince, he hides it all behind his sadistic swagger. Kind of a shame this isn't an official song, because I could see Mark Hamill rocking this track. More so since it feels like Miracle of Sound really gets the character.
You'd be lost, you'd be lost. Face it, Bats, you'd be lost without me.
It actually almost does sound like a bit of Mark Hamill. Like someone doing a damn good impersonation.
For the most part, Rocksteady got what made Batman and his baddies so... No! Bad game! Bad! You don't count! Stop it!
Yeah, no one likes that. On to the honorable mentions.
Sorry, but you just got in my way.
Oh, I like that song
I
as
can
well.
feel your pain, and maybe I enjoy it just a little bit.
Good song. Evil King. Oh, by Nate Wants to Battle. Okay. Oh, that's what happened. Yeah. I haven't played that game yet. Battle War. Wait, what's this one about? Oh, Wool Over Your Eyes. That's what it's called. Good. Rectum Nello. Nilo? How would you pronounce that? Let me know. Elden King. Okay, that's a good title, Nice.
You can dance with the devil in.
You always likes the devil.
Really?
So much fun
The
together.
Joker versus
No
Pennywise.
one's dying to play with Joker.
Except for maybe he's like it.
Wasn't expecting that. Alright, number one, it's...
Here's what we're tough. Fabrice.
Hey, look at that! Perfectly timed. We'll be right back. And we're back. Let's go.
So he's finally back. Performing for you. If you know your place, you can join him too. Put your claws together.
Oh, it's a song about King K. Rool.
Feeling most cruel, cause this time.
The tale of King
that's
K.
kinda
Rool
cool.
and
That
his
was kinda good.
fandom is something truly special. To fully understand this song, we need to take a moment to reminisce about this Crocodile's reign. Starting as the big bad for Donkey Kong Country, K. Rool at first glance seems to be your standard Bowser clone, just stealing bananas from an ape instead of stealing a princess from an Italian. But taking a closer look at things and
I like that. That was funny.
K. Rool goes through a form of character development? Yeah, K. Rool's story is complex enough to fill an entire segment on its own, but to keep this one from lasting 10 minutes, we'll go through the Spark Notes version. After the destruction of Crocodile Island in Donkey Kong Country 2, K. Rool kinda lost his mind in 64, outright threatening his minions with death and completely set on mass monkey murder. After that, pesky real-life reared its ugly head, and Microsoft buying Rare pretty much crippled the Donkey Kong Country series for the foreseeable future. And the Kremlings had their appearances relegated to just cameos and spin-offs if they were lucky. Until K. Rool's last physical appearance for 10 years in Super Mario Sluggers. Fans were desperate to see them back, and yet nothing. Even as the Donkey Kong Country series returned, our king was nowhere to be found. Here's where we find the Kremlings, worrying the same thing we are, mulling over their lack of work, as it were, wondering just where K. Rool had gone. But beneath their tavern, in the bowels of the ship, someone was stirring, mulling over his failures, and plotting. Immediately, K. Rool makes his presence known, and is that Benedict Campbell?
An individual's insanity is rare.
I don't know.
Countries and chromospheres. It is the rule.
Yup. This fan project got the original voice actors from the cartoon on board. And Campbell still manages to capture the king's slimy yet sophisticated voice. But what's a singer without their song? K. Rool's busted out a showstopper. Tip the scales.
Yes, he is.
His ultimate plan is to bring the Kremlings back and to bring them back strong. The ultimate takeover of DK Isle. Burn the island to the ground to lure out Donkey Kong in one final invasion.
If we tip the scale, I'll send them all to jungle jail. Must tip the scale. Let's make that cretin ride and flail.
Damn, this is kind of good.
Claim our land, our holy grail. We shall not fail. We'll end this monkey's tale. We'll tip the scale. Let's tip the scale.
Oh, he's not just done there.
Good.
Like K. Rool's own personas, the song switches genres like crazy, going from slow and dramatic to faster as K. Rool laments his obsession with the Kongs, and then sounding almost heroic as K. Rool promises his minions a return to form. And as K. Rool storms the beaches of the island, stealing the banana horde with the chilling message of his return, the Kremlings break into a triumphant cry of victory. And
I am Kremling, I am king. We'll reclaim what's to be had.
Are they fighting in a volcano?
Blood and thunder. My command is iron.
They all fighting in a volcano.
Bear thee witness to our redemption and the fall of English fools. We shall take back what is rightfully ours. And that's before
But it was all in K. Rool's head. His delusions of grandeur have driven him to madness, a laugh turning into a cry. He might truly have been forgotten. Yet, in the post-credits, we see that he's managed to at least show his face again to his minions. And as DK goofily forgets his nemesis, a contrast to the silent and angry figure K. Rool imagined him as, K. Rool gets an idea: to crash a party. This was a prelude to his Smash reveal. There is so much to dissect here. Return to Crocodile Island is a love letter to the entire story of the Kremlings, both in-game and meta-wise. There are so many references and gags to the history of Donkey Kong Country. So many people contributed to this work of art. And Alex Henderson's animation is just beautiful. And what puts it at number one is, well, this is a story only the fandom could have told. It's as much about the fans' journey to get him into Smash and back into relevance as it is about K. Rool's resentment toward his hated enemy. I'm the Fiery Joker, and never forget the power of fandom. Raise your flags high and never stop celebrating the things you love.
Hell yeah! Holy cow! That was actually an amazing final song to end it off with. Well, alright everyone, I hope you all enjoyed this. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe for more. Link to the original will be in the description below, and I'll see you kids next time when we flick back on. And this is Fox, signing out. Peace.